1, 2, and 3. Hi. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I thought about making a video because Daguel here wanted to do a video about, like, special for him.
We're gonna
He
tell
doesn't know though.
Daguel pretty much the experience we had when he was born.
So what are you gonna say about that?
I don't know.
Okay. It all started with one day.
No, like he's been asking me to do a video with him and I'm like, all right. And then I was thinking I want to do like the labor and delivery story about him, cause like it's an like incredible story. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
You ready? You want to start? Or you want me to start?
Alright. I think it started like 4 in the morning when your water broke.
Mhm.
Was it 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it was
No.
like 4:30.
Yeah.
No, 5.
Well, the water broke around 4 or 5. We went to the hospital, and
My water breaks is like I was pregnant, like right now, and you were ready to come out.
Your water, like there's water, pretty much. It looks like your mom is peeing, but it's nothing but just like water from where you're at. And so we go to the hospital. It took us like 30 minutes. It was like from the time her water broke to the time we were like actually checked in. It was like 30 minutes. And 30 minutes later, she was feeling like she was ready to like have the baby.
Like I was ready to push.
And then the nurses were like, oh no, she can't be ready because it's like
too soon.
Too
Because
soon.
I was 17. I was 17 years. He was my first son, or like, yeah, first time I was pregnant. So the nurse is like, no, it's too soon. We just checked you 30 minutes ago. We can't be checking you so often because we can hurt yourself. And
they get infections because every time they put their like they touch her, like there's a chance of her getting infections and then it'll be worse.
yeah, so yeah, I was like, I'm ready, but I feel the need, to push. I feel like my baby, cause like I literally felt like he was ready to come out, like really, cause like we took some like centering classes and the teacher told us the way you could feel, the way it felt when the baby was ready to come out.
And if you push too early, like the thing could get swollen, and then you have to wait until like it gets unswollen.
Yeah.
And,
so she said that we had to ask a doctor because even though we thought it was that, we couldn't push because, like he says, it was probably just a feeling like I was getting and I wasn't ready or I wasn't dilated and like I could hurt him or like it would be swollen.
Yeah.
So.
And by the time they actually did check him, like, look, he's ready. And like it was messed up because they
yeah,
put the epidural.
The nurse told me that she couldn't check me because she had checked me way too earlier, and then she said the only thing we can do that way you don't feel that pain and you're relaxed is give you an epidural. And I said I don't want an epidural because my plans were not to get an epidural, and I'm like I wasn't feeling nothing but I was ready to push, so I'm like I don't want an epidural. And then she said then there's nothing else we can do. So I'm like after 5 minutes, I told him, I'm like, I was ready. And then he's like, okay, because the only thing they can do
And this was happening like within like 1 hour from the water break.
Yeah, everything was happening like so fast. So I'm like, all right, if that's the only option, give it to me. So then the nurse,
as soon as they gave her the shot, checked her. And they said, oh, she's ready. And then, as soon as she was like, she pushed a couple times, and then the doctor checked her, and the baby was turned around. You turned around, like you're supposed to be.
Like your face is your head is supposed to be down, and you turn around and your head was facing down. Yeah.
He was facing down, but he's like the body, I think.
Was facing down.
Facing the opposite way, but like, he was down, but
yeah.
I don't know if his face was supposed to be facing up or back. but it was the opposite.
The idea is that he turned.
Yeah, he
so
turned.
then we had to wait. So, but it was messed up because the nurse said, no, we can't check her. The only thing we can do is give you an epidural. And then a minute after they give me the epidural, she checks me. And then they're like, oh, she's ready. And
So
I
then
was so mad because I was against it. I didn't want an epidural.
We had to wait all the way to like
12.
Yeah, like 12 o'clock. So it went from like only taking 1 hour and be done to like 8 hours. That last time he came in, he checked her and like, oh, he's ready. Let's have him. And there you came. After like she only pushed for like 5 minutes, and then yep, you were born.
They came to pick him up. It's the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, and then like in the morning we woke up and like, where's our baby? And then they're like, oh, he has jaundice.
Mm-hmm. And he had jaundice, and he was breathing like
too fast. So then they had to keep him for
observation,
and then they had to take a big needle, and they put a big needle right here.
Yeah, they told us,
like, right
look
here?
at, like, you were a little baby.
Yeah, and
we
were
then
there.
The nurse told us that, like, they had to bend you. So
yeah.
They grab you literally, like, look at me. They grab, like, your head
like this?
and your...
No, do it. Look like this, and then they grab your legs,
and they bend you.
And they bend you like this.
And they put a needle like
and
this big.
On your back, because they have to get a liquid from your, what do you call it? The big bone?
The spine?
Yeah. They have to get a liquid from there for like tests and stuff like that. But
and still, you were in the nursery, like you weren't with us.
And so normally it takes like 3 days for you to come out. It took us a whole 3 weeks for you to come out.
Yeah, because like you know how like 2 days they were they were checking me and I was good and everything, so they let me go, but he had to stay. He had to stay in the hospital for like 3 weeks. He says it's 3 weeks. I thought it was a little bit longer, but I think that it was. I thought it was like over a month, but he says that it's 3 weeks. So
it was like 3 weeks.
Every day
you got to stay with him. Like
I had to go. He would drop me off before he went to work, and I stayed with him but it was at the hospital, like in the little nursery areas that they would have, and like I stayed with him all day, and I would feed him, and then that's another thing, like I struggled to breastfeed him because
he was used to the bottle.
He was used to the bottle, like I couldn't stay with him all night.
He would be drinking her milk, but that was the milk she pumped for you, and like you couldn't, and for like when you finally came home, like you wouldn't take her boob, like you wanted the bottle, and then like
it was like a really bad experience.
Well, like her mom was like, all right, let's give him the bottle, let's give him, like, because she was getting like, he wouldn't stop crying. I'm like, nope, don't give him the bottle until he gets the tip. And yeah, and then like 5 minutes later, you were
good. Yeah, but like you couldn't come out. You didn't come out of the hospital with us.
Yeah.
Like, you had to stay.
You had to stay in the hospital for like 3 weeks, dude. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel that you could be adopted?
Yeah, because they could have given us the wrong kid. You know, I didn't stay with you at night.
What did they switch to?
He's just messing with you. Stop. You're
really John Cena.
Or The Rock. No,
you're in love with The Rock, huh?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're my kid.
They have little bracelets with your name,
and then they
so
put
they
like,
can't change you.
And then they put.
You couldn't come home with us. You had to stay.
And it was like breaking our hearts because, like
it really was.
Like the first time we saw him, because they had like a little like what do you call it, the tub or whatever it is, where like they had like a bunch of things.
Incubator.
They had a bunch of things on his chest, and like he was like we couldn't hug him. Because they were monitoring him.
And it was my first kid. I was like,
and yeah,
like 17. He was our first son. We really wanted a kid, and like he was actually planned. I know we were young. I was 16 when I got pregnant, but like we planned him, we wanted him, and like it was
thank
her
God
first.
he's very
He was
healthy.
her first boy, and like I thought like the hospital experience was gonna be like really good. The nurses weren't really that nice,
And
he was born in California. We're in Virginia now. Like my daughter, she was born in Virginia.
and the thing is, from now on, I'm going with a midwife. Like with her, it was a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Like we got there, and like we were like, I was worried. I was like, oh man, like with him and how like they treated us, and like but like midwife was like, oh, don't worry.
The midwife and the doctors, midwives are a lot better.
I
And
think.
also like California hospital was not friendly at all. They weren't really that good. And over here they're all nice and friendly. So I love California. California's my hometown. That's where I was born. And we love it, but I don't think I will ever have a kid in California. But yeah, that's your story. That's how you were born. My pregnancy, my symptoms, they were bad. Like I had morning sickness all 9 months. And like the first meal, like every what?
And then like for the last month, she kicked the soccer ball, and she like, what was it like?
It was like a nerve or something.
A nerve from her leg all the
My
way
hip.
to like, and she couldn't walk. So she had to be in a wheelchair for the last month.
wheelchair for the last month. Pregnant and on a wheelchair. That was pretty funny. But I love soccer, so it was my first time I was pregnant. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't think kicking a soccer ball was gonna hurt my nerve or something. But
Mommy, I
yeah.
have a question.
What?
They speak in Spanish or?
Who, the doctor?
Yeah.
English. But like, yeah, like my pregnancy, I had morning sickness. The first thing in the morning that I would put in my mouth, like I would always like throw it back out. Like no matter what it was, it could have been something really small, but like I would always throw up. And then like I would be dizzy. I was really emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like I think like the first week or like the first
I
month
couldn't go to work.
when I got pregnant, it was funny because like I was staying in the house by myself. Like I live with him, my mom, and my sisters. We lived together, and I guess they were in school or something, and my mom was at work, and
No, they were with you.
But I remember I was by myself.
No, because you would take care of your sisters.
But yeah, but I don't know where they were. They weren't there.
Yeah, they did.
Not that day. I was by myself. I remember I was by myself.
No, because when I had to come, we lay down and...
Oh, they were probably sleeping. But I remember that I was in my bed by myself. I was in their bed actually, crying, and I called him because it was like 30 minutes that he had left to work, and I called him crying, and I'm like, can you come home? And he said, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know, I don't want to be by myself, and I feel scared. And I was like crying, and I'm like, I miss you, and this and that. And he's like, yeah, I'll go back. So his uncle had to take him back because he was working with his uncle. It was funny though. This was the only time that I did that, right?
No, like... Well, yeah.
But I was like very emotional, like...
Yeah.
Every time he would go to work, I would get like I would cry, like I didn't want to be by myself, or something like that. It was funny, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I hate that I had to get the epidural because, like I said, I don't.
No, she feels it.
Like I didn't want it because I just wanted to feel everything, and because like I heard that it gives you back problems, like your back starts to hurt, and like your hips, and like now that I'm pregnant with him, like I actually do feel pain. I don't know if it's because of the baby or if it's because of the epidural or something, but yeah, it sucks. So, but yeah, that was your story. That's how you were born.
So did I spin? I mean, like, did I turn around when I was inside before they checked, or when they checked I spin?
No, like you were good, but then since they took forever to check, so you like spin around. So when they checked me again, you were already like turned. That's why it took a little bit longer. You like it? Now you're gonna experience your baby brothers. Like he's gonna come. Well, hopefully everything comes out good with him. So. Why are you poking your nose, nasty?
Poking it.
You guys saw you. The camera saw you too. Okay, guys. If you have nothing else to say, Daniel, you're good. What do you?
That was kind of crazy and weird.
Huh?
Crazy and weird.
But we're glad he's a little annoying now and healthy. We'll tell you Milia's labor and delivery next
We
time.
got puppies.
Or maybe the way we met.
Or
A big story.
a big love story. Huh?
Once again, you don't know us. I'm Miguel.
I'm Dalia.
Miguel. And Millie.
Millie. Stefania.
Alright.
Alright guys, have a good night and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
And
See you
have a
next
great
time.
time.
Bye.